right, we're reacting to TikTok has destroyed hobbies. Now, when I see something like this, um, I think they're probably talking about people being followers, like not having their own true hobbies. That's about it. But we about to get into the video.
Y'all, we're gonna pull this freaking card. And with all of this, I swear if I don't pull him, I don't know what I'm gonna do at this point.
Remember when hobbies were just, fun? You liked sneakers, so you bought sneakers. You
Mm-hmm.
actually played the video games, not reviewed the frame rates. Now, in order to be a part of the hobby and the community, you have to pay a toll to get into it. I'm talking $5,000 for that setup, a ring light, and a massive Amazon haul just to consider yourself a hobbyist. TikTok changed hobbies for the worst. It essentially turned them into performative art. TikTok has hijacked all of the hobbies that we've come to know and love, especially things like collecting Pokemon cards, video.
I get what he's saying. Because now it's like, since people on TikTok, it's like they make everybody want to overdo it. Like, if you like something, just do it. Like, you don't got to show like 50 different Pokemon cards. Like, we get it.
games, and things like streetwear and sneakers. And the platform has essentially turned them into side hustles, a way to make content on the internet, and just straight up competition. Casual hobby doesn't really exist anymore. Everything is a niche or subculture. And people on the internet make it seem like if you're not monetizing your hobby, you're not even doing it right. And the very first thing that I think about when it comes to hobbies that have been infiltrated by TikTok are Pokemon cards. The Pokemon card hype is back, but not really in a good way. Resellers and stores have essentially turned your childhood nostalgia into a luxury collectible. Now, originally, Pokemon cards were made for kids, but right now it seems like they're being auctioned like assets. There are a lot of
Bro, I remember it was like this summer camp. I remember everybody used to play Pokemon. And it actually was like a big problem. Like people would get their cards stolen. You would get like shut down for like the whole week or so until it was like returned. And sometimes it never got returned and we never got to play again. So yeah, that was my little Pokemon story. Yeah, people's cards was getting like took like crazy though.
creators out there who are using Pokemon cards as a platform to blow up online. And then there are the resellers, the TikTok and whatnot live streamers who essentially use scams to try and get people out of their money and their cards. And these people are really scummy. Packs are weighed, resealed, or even just
I'm not gonna lie. Mm-mm. Pokemon is alright, but
It's time to
I'm more of a Yu-Gi-Oh type of guy.
opened off camera, and then they sell it to unsuspecting customers online. And right now, this hobby is absolutely impossible for the average person to get into. All of the card stock is bought up in the stores before you even have a chance to get it. People are waiting outside of Targets and Walmarts just to get their hands on a single pack. And this has resulted in prices exploding again, thanks to all of the people online flaunting their expensive cards. And essentially, the average person or collector who just wants to try and get into the hobby can't even get their hands on a single pack, which has resulted in them getting essentially completely priced out of the hobby. Everything has become gamified and it's almost a competition to even get your hands on them. And a majority of these people are grown men who are going out of their way to take stock from kids who really want to get their cards. And it feels like at this point, a lot of
Hey, I'm glad it wasn't like this whenever I was a little Pokemon machinery munitions expert. But I seen a video on TikTok and I understand it now. Like this dude bought the whole shelf of Pokemon and like somebody at Walmart recorded him and he was like, "You a grown ass man."
of it is gambling as well. Essentially, every time you rip open a pack, it has a chance to get a rare card. And it's always been like this with Pokemon cards and even just cards in general, but it has become even more so apparent with the way people are doing it online, creating content, ripping hundreds of packs. And they're essentially doing this to get monetized, get people watching their videos. To any person watching, this just looks ridiculous. Like a YouTuber can get 100 plus packs of Pokemon cards where you can't even go to your regular retail store and get like one. And even the recent Pokemon vending machines that have been popping up at grocery stores have been getting raided too. Grown ass men with spreadsheets who have been waiting in line since dawn just to get their hands on these Pokemon cards to resell them to kids. And I know not the majority of the audience are kids, but children are who the target audience of Pokemon cards is for. And with Pokemon cards, it feels like it's not even collecting anymore, it's just gambling with nostalgia. Which leads on to my next point, that hobbies are no longer for you, they're for the algorithm. Essentially, if you're performing, it's better than you're actually participating in it. Hobbies used to be enjoyed in private for your own joy, and now they're just used as like public proof or a way to boost your social status online. And TikTok is the main culprit because
If I'm gonna be honest, what he's saying though, it's like it seems like these people don't even really genuinely have a hobby. It seems like they either here for the clout, money, and that's about it, I guess. Exposure.
it has made everything about visibility. If you're not posting about it, it essentially doesn't exist and you don't even know why you're doing it. And that creates the pressure to overdo everything. I'm talking about more gear, more content, and just more spending in general, which just results in less fun for the people who really just want to enjoy their hobby privately. And even things like day in the life of a gamer or a closet tour or a sneaker collection, all of these videos have become polished like TV ads. And with TikTok, the platform rewards aesthetics, not progress or actually the enjoyment of the hobby itself. It's all about the setup and the shot, and not the skill or the knowledge or even just the joy you find in the hobby itself. And if we're talking about hobbies, we have to talk about sneaker collecting. It seems like there's a genuine pipeline of becoming a sneakerhead to later becoming a reseller. With TikTok and the sneaker culture in general, it doesn't seem like it's about the love of collecting the shoes anymore. It's about being first to the newest shoe or even just flipping them for cash.
Bro, them sneakers is crazy. I don't even know how they bought all them. Cause like that, what he just
And although the
showed, that looked like it was about 1,500.
resale market has gone down quite a bit, resellers still continue to flood the space, especially for the limited drops. And this again is leaving the casual fans to be priced out. Sneaker hobby
Like, look at this. This is like 100K worth of shoes. Especially if they like size 12 and up. That's crazy.
hobbyists and resellers have become stockbrokers where they treat drops like investments. And it's no longer about self-expression or having a genuine love for the history behind these shoes. And let's not forget about the worst part, which are bots. The computer bots online are buying up the entire stock before you even get a chance to click add to cart. And you're not even competing with real people. Sometimes even general release sneakers that are made for everyone are selling out like concert tickets. But this just goes to show that literally everything can be monetized. And you would think this would be the worst of it, but even the hobby of video games are getting ruined. For example, this thing right here. This is the recently released Nintendo Switch 2. And Nintendo has decided to price their games at $70 plus for new games and $80 for Nintendo exclusive games like Mario Kart.
For a Nintendo Switch game, for Nintendo Switch games, that's how much they are now? Oh my goodness. Nah, that's crazy. I remember being a 7-year-old boy. The Nintendo Switch was the first thing that I actually played a game of Fortnite on. And that's crazy. Well, not really, because back in the day, they was like 50 and 60, but mm,
World. The pre-orders went insane for these. People were paying ridiculous prices. And even a couple months after this console came out, it is still selling out in stores. And with the console costing so much money and the games costing so much money, it just feels like there's a high ceiling of entry to anyone who wants to get into the space. Anytime you want to pick up a new hobby with TikTok, you're going to be paying $200, $300, $400+ just to get started. And online, a lot of people who are really into gaming collect video games and display them on their shelves. And it's like some people collect the games not even really to play them, but more just to kind of keep them on the wall like a wine cellar. What happened to buying a game, playing it, and having fun? And with
yo, this is lucky bringing back.
special edition consoles or games like Pokemon, The Legend of Zelda, Mario, or even just like Call of Duty, we've seen collectors flexing their unopened packages like stock portfolios. Everyone's going after the collector's editions of these games, but they never even open them. And physical copies of video games are even harder to get your hands on because a lot of companies are pushing for digital games. And I feel like physical games should be the standard and not the exception. It's like whenever I purchase a game, I want to physically have it in my hands. This allows me the full ownership of it, and if I ever want to sell it, it's really easy to. Right now, it doesn't seem like gaming is really much of a
Yeah, they do be doing too much with them digital johns. And then if your internet go out, just wrap it up. Cause yeah, those digital games ain't working for nothing.
That don't work. There's no way out of this one.
Especially like with the digital PS5. Like, come on, gang. Like as soon as that internet goes out, you're cooked, brother.
hobby. It's more so a hustle now. A lot of content creators have blown up off video games, and it seems like most people are using it as a platform to grow an audience online. And I'm totally all for that, but gaming used to be a chill hobby. Now it's a grind, and it's not a grind in the game, it's a grind for content. TikTok essentially turned the casual gaming atmosphere into a performance. You gotta have the clips, you gotta have the builds for your PC, you gotta have the best setup. It seems like the streaming culture in general has kind of made it almost where people feel like if you're not monetizing your gameplay, you're losing out. And for anyone in the streaming community, you're not just playing for fun. You're essentially creating a highlight reel to get engagement on your YouTube or your TikTok. And of course, people are still spending crazy amounts of money on all of their setups as well. It seems like all of the keyboard and monitor setup videos that I've seen online are more
Bro,
curated
what
than
is this? I need this.
their closet or their apartment. It just looks like a command desk at that point. And right now, the era that we're in is essentially the fast fashion of hobbies. TikTok is always cycling through these trends of hobbies like you're changing outfits. Like the first thing is Pokemon cards, and then it's vinyl collecting, and then it's Legos, and then now it's custom keyboards. And essentially every hobby has become this like
Then you gotta think. Like, you know how much money this is running through?
cycle of a dopamine hit. You buy into the hobby, you post about it, you flex it, you get burnt out, and then you repeat the entire cycle for the next hobby. Essentially, instead of building the skills and the knowledge behind one specific hobby, people are just chasing to the next hyper fixation and not enjoying the process. There have been some ridiculous hobbies coming up recently on TikTok as well. A lot of people are getting into coloring books and buying $400 plus markers. Or we can talk about the people who are really into buying books. Essentially, these people have 300 plus books and haven't read a majority of them. The worst part is, I feel like TikTok has essentially flipped it where it feels like overconsumption is the actual hobby itself. Like, is it actually a hobby or are you just addicted to shopping? You're not into fashion if you just buy outfits. And you're not a genuine collector of Pokemon cards if you never open the box. Everything has completely gone out of control. We got the tier list, the haul culture, and just unboxing videos in general. It feels like watching these videos is speedrunning hobbies that we haven't even tried yet. Real hobbies take time, but TikTok doesn't care about any of that. It rewards purchase, not the actual act of enjoying it itself. And eventually, whenever you get too far
What was that?
tried yet. Real hobbies take time, but TikTok doesn't care about any of that. It rewards purchase, not the actual act of enjoying it itself.
What is this? Oh.
And eventually, whenever you get too far down the rabbit hole of a hobby, you're just kind of getting introduced to a cult. It's like you're not a real hobbyist unless you use the specific brand everyone else is using, you buy the specific gear, or just follow their rituals in general. It's like using the same type of language. And casual fans are continuing to get shut out, either because of the price, knowledge gaps, or just not playing into like the TikTok aesthetic game. It's not about just doing the thing. It's about looking like you're doing the thing. And this applies to literally every hobby you can think of. I'm talking about people who are into motorcycles, people who are into knives, or even just going to the gym. If you don't use
It's not even that serious.
the right gear or follow kind of the status norm for everyone in the hobby, people will let you know that you're doing it wrong. And when it comes to hobbies, people are essentially just copying everyone else. And this just builds a group of people who are like, I've been here before you, I'm better than you. So it's like, how do you actually enjoy a hobby or just take hobbies back? I feel like it's just starting offline and starting small. It's like try buying that $5 thrifted piece rather than going on Grailed and buying $500 of designer clothes. Gaming without streaming your gameplay. Dressing how you want to dress without posting about it. and collecting things without feeling the need to unbox them. I feel like the most interesting people have the best hobbies that no one even knows about. So are there even any hobbies left right now that you can get into that hasn't been essentially TikTokified? If everything has to have
There's really not. Dang, TikTokified. Yeah, it's really nothing now.
an aesthetic or be monetized and posted online, what's even left that's just for you? When hobbies have now become content like ripping open packs of Pokemon cards are getting millions of views on TikTok, we've essentially traded the joy of actually opening those packs for ourselves for attention. It's a weird circle now where it's like hobbies are essentially just buying things to get into hobbies. And when you are constantly trying out new hobbies every month, you've essentially lost the plot. So let me know in the comments below if there are any hobbies that you've picked up because of people online. And if you've made it this far, feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel similar to this one. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Well, that was an interesting video. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. And everything's TikTokified, I guess.
Yo, fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That bit fire. Yeah, she kinda cute.